Thank you so much for supporting The Way of Success and George Johnson Ministries. Our ministry started from humble beginnings in Prattville, Alabama, with a clear word from the Lord. We preach the word, help the hurting, and love people. Our vision is quite clear. We reach the lost, transform lives, and equip believers to live in victory, success, and triumph. We operationalize the vision by the church going beyond its four walls and into the community using the platforms of television, radio, social media, conferences, and much more. Please partner with us today. You can do so by downloading the Givelify app. When you download the app, go to the search engine and type in The Way of Success Christian Fellowship. Under city and state, type in McDonough, Georgia. The rest is easy. Thank you again for supporting The Way of Success and George Johnson Ministries.
Happy Sunday to you guys. It's Sunday.
Happy
We're so excited to see you guys today. This is the day
awesome that the Lord has made.
We rejoice and we will be glad in this day.
Had
an amazing day today.
Yes, we did. We had an amazing day. And actually, when you were saying that, I was thinking we have 3 boys, and every once in a while, one of them will wake up and just be in a little groggy mood and not feeling the day. And I'm like, this is a day that the Lord has made. Yeah. We're going to put a smile on our face. We are going to rejoice and be glad
is it face or face?
Face.
Like my mom used to say, boy, you better go in there and wash your face.
Get your face
I think she used to put a Z at the end of the word. Wash your face.
Whatever it took to get your attention.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
all right, guys, we'll be back.
It was an amazing day today. And I was going to say, it was just an amazing day.
It's a good day today. Yeah.
Got a chance to see family and friends, and it was great.
And my favorite restaurant today. It was really good. Well, second favorite.
Really?
Okay, you know my favorite is, but my second favorite. So
I'm about to go in the Cheesecake Factory again this week.
We'll be back with Pillow Conversation.
All right.
All right, guys, we call this segment of the show Pillow Conversation. These are just topics. My wife doesn't even know where I'm going to come from today.
I know.
But unless you're not in America or you have not been tuned in, we are in a very heated election. We don't do politics on this show, but my wife and I, we were talking This is an exciting time in America. The word for chaos and all that thing is another word, I think, for opportunity in some languages. So it's a wonderful opportunity. One of our candidates, when this show is aired, actually stepped away from politics and gave it to
stepped out of the race.
Stepped out of the race.
Stepped out of the race and endorsed another candidate. But what's so interesting, it is a heated time.
Yeah.
It can be a stressful time for some, but it's also an opportunity to see our democracy at work.
Yeah, to see opportunity. And please get involved.
Yeah, get involved.
Get involved. We were at dinner today. One of the gentlemen, he said something that was so funny. He said if this one particular candidate wants to run, he's going to volunteer to be that Secret Service agent. So it was really.
What's the takeaway? Really get involved, get registered, become informed.
Right.
God has blessed us to live in a country where we have a voice,
right,
and we need to exercise.
One of the things I always think about, and it's so easy to complain about something. It is so easy to be negative. It's easy to do that, right? And it's easy to always point out what's wrong. But I think it's time for you to get involved, to pray, to ask God to lead and guide us, to ask God to direct us, because this is the greatest nation on the planet. America isn't a great nation.
People die trying to get over here.
Still dying.
Yeah.
Still dying to get an opportunity that we take for granted. So I say, guys, get involved.
Can I take it 2 steps further? National, but get involved locally in your local elections, your school board. What's going on? Get involved. And then the other thing I was going to say.
Now, I get more involved in local elections than the national scene. I'm not really a national guy. I'm really a local guy. I like getting involved in local politics. Who's running for your mayor, the governor's race,
get involved,
state senate races, school board races. Those are the things I really get involved in. And my wife, she like national stuff, but
and this is the second thing I wanted to say, and this is in the word. You're supposed to pray for your leaders.
Whoever it is, you're supposed
to
pray.
You need to pray. You need to pray for your leaders. All right.
Guys, we'll be back with the word. We've got an amazing word for you on today. This is something I believe is going to touch a lot of people.
All right.
All right, guys, before we get started, get some shout outs right here. I got to put the old folks, you say, put your eyes
on. Put
my baby. Thank you, Daniel. He's always the first to comment. Thank you, Daniel, for commenting today.
He's healing good. So
Dr. Townsy, so good to see. I'm sorry. Dr. Townsy Carr. You got to say both. You got to say Townsy Carr.
Dr. Townsy
Dr. Townsy Carr. So glad to see you. Thank you for joining us today.
We can call it Dr. E.T. Carr.
E.T.
That sounds real. E.T. Carr.
Yeah, E.T. Carr.
E.T. Carr.
And Tessina Lewis Dozier.
Well, I just can't see that far.
Yeah, don't tell nobody that.
I don't have it's a whole nother story.
So glad to see you. Got an amazing word for you on today. I believe a lot of marriages, they trip up and they struggle in this area. Okay, so let's tell a little story first, and then we'll get started with the word. Okay, so here it is. Your weekend has went amazing. You and your spouse spent time together. Y'all laughed, y'all enjoyed. You had an amazing weekend, right? Just an amazing weekend. I mean, one to write home about. And then all of a sudden, you get up on Monday, right? Mm-hmm. And then while you're getting ready on Monday, maybe the person snored too loud, or maybe, my thing left the towel on the floor, or maybe.
God say, I don't leave the towel. You saying, you left the towel? Okay.
Maybe when they chew gum, they smack that gum. Ooh.
Yeah, all of it out.
Yeah, they smack that gum, and then all of a sudden you can throw an entire weekend away.
Yes.
Not just a day, an entire weekend. Of one little thing.
Yeah.
And it's called a snare.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, Apostle told me this. He said, something was going on over the weekend. He said, hey, really, I was going around some family members, and he said, be careful
about snares.
Of snares. And I really didn't understand what it was. And so I want you guys to understand what it is. And I had to do some studying on what a snare was.
Well, can I give an analogy real quick? Think about it. You ever had on that outfit? You got on something and you walk by and you just go and then something snatches your outfit. Ladies, your dress.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we used to wear stockings, your shirt, and you look and it got caught on something, a nail, a piece of wood, and it rips. And sometimes it rips it in a place where you like, I got to throw the whole thing away.
And it ends up ruining the entire fabric.
Exactly.
That's what a snare is.
That's a snare.
And it's the exact same thing in a relationship. You can have a perfect weekend. I mean, everything went great. And you just leave and go to work Monday, zippity-doo-dah, and then all of a sudden, a bill, an unexpected bill come. All of a sudden, children acting crazy. All of a sudden, I don't know. We're going to talk about what it is today.
And I know you're going to dig into it, but think about that analogy with the outfit. Okay, it rips it into place. You got to get rid of it. But now your peace.
Yes.
Your time you've spent with your spouse, the time you spent with your kids, that whole weekend, that's not like a shirt that you just going to toss it away.
It's ruined.
Don't just throw it away. And we do that so many times. Something comes up and it's a jag. Instead of us recognizing it, addressing it, and then moving on in peace and victory and success, we throw it away.
Old folks used to say you throw the baby out
with the bath
water, right? Yeah. You throw the baby out with the bath water. All of a sudden, an entire wonderful weekend can just be ruined.
And your spouse didn't pass the remote control just right. They kind of flipped it just a little bit.
So I never do that. But I want to talk about this because this is important when you talk about snares, because I was explaining this to my son, my middle son, this weekend. Regardless of where you may be in life, I'm going to go a little spiritual here. We live in two different worlds.
Okay.
There's a physical world, but then the spiritual world, it is just as real or more real than this physical, tangible world. It's real. And so what has happened over the weekend, the Bible says that the enemy is like, it didn't say he was a roaring lion.
But he's
like a roaring lion. And he's seeking and he's watching. And the Bible says to see whom he may devour. Wow. So he's been watching that entire weekend that y'all had. He was watching y'all when y'all was in the and y'all was traveling, y'all was in the mountains, and y'all was on the cruise, y'all were, out on the boat swimming, y'all was out fishing. The enemy was just sitting there the whole time, and he was watching.
Waiting for an opportunity.
He was waiting for an opportunity. But here's what he does. He doesn't come out of left field. What he does is he sets a trap. But now here's the thing. None of us will just purposely fall into a trap.
Exactly.
We wouldn't. You see a trap, you was like, oh, there goes a hole that's going to end my entire life, because at the bottom of the hole is something that's going to impale me. So here I am. I'm going to jump down inside of the hole. I'm going to step on the trap like a bear trap that traps you and tears your whole leg off. None of us do that. What he does is he set a bait. Story is told of an animal that lives in Africa. And there was a little monkey, and the monkey was like one of the delicacies of this particular area. And what they would do is they would catch the monkey. Not only would they eat the monkey, but the fur on the monkey was extremely expensive. It was rare. So what they would do is to try to catch the monkey, because it was so elusive. It was so elusive. They could never just catch him or shoot him because he was so elusive. So they asked the guy, said, how do you, the guy that was in the village, they said, how do you have such a high success rate catching this particular monkey? He said, what I do is I create a little box and I put a hole on the side of the box. And I put holes all around the box so the monkey can look inside of the box. But on the outside of the hole is only big enough for the monkey hand to go in. And I set a shiny coin because that was the monkey's weakness. He was attracted to shiny things.
Wow.
When the monkey opens his hand and slides inside of the box and clench the coin, Now his hand is too big to come out of the hole. And he pulls and he tugs, but he can't come out of it because what he has in his hand. All the monkey has to do
let go.
Is simply release.
Wow.
What was in his hand, and his hand would easily slide out the way it went in. But his refusal
to let it go,
to just let it go, he holds on to it and holds on to it, and then the hunters come out and they club the animal to death.
Wow. But that happens so much in relationships. We talked about, remember I said that snare, how it catches your outfit. Well, look, you ever had your outfit caught and you ever got it caught and it's still kind of stuck, and everybody knows you got to gently
just
unhook it. And then you can gently hook it, and maybe it just tagged the thread just a little bit. But instead, if you just rip it, what happens?
You got a hole in it.
You got a big hole. And so many times that happens in relationships. The enemy will set this trap, this snare.
Yep.
And instead of us, it might have caught us off guard, and it catches you. Instead of you just gently letting go, we hold on to that thing.
So what are some of the snares that traps us in a marriage? Ooh. What are some of the snares? Do I need to give a definition of a snare? Let's give a definition of what we call a snare. In scripture now, a snare is depicted as a trap, like I told you, an entanglement designed to capture or ensnare or deceive you, leading them into danger and away from God.
Oh, wow.
Now, so in a marriage, it's sort of the same way, but in a marriage, I would consider a snare as a pitfall that can lead to disconnection.
Okay.
It's a trap. It's the same thing because it's leading you away from the will of God. But in marriage, what this trap does, it leads to disconnection.
Discord.
It leads to discord. It leads to isolation.
Strife.
It leads to strife.
Bitter.
It leads to breakdown in communication. It leads to what we're going to talk about today is the big old silent treatment. Because when you're not talking to each other, somebody else is talking.
Yes.
Somebody else is talking when you're not talking, and when you're not communicating, and your refusal to let go of the offense or your refusal to let go of the trap. Now, all of a sudden, you're holding on to it. You're holding on to your position. You're holding on to what you think is right. You're holding on to it. And then all of a sudden, it leads to a big tear in the relationship.
Awesome. So what are some of these things?
So some of the things,
these are just a few. The list is not exclusive.
Right. Now, some of them I'm going to run through, but I'm going to spend some time because we've been talking about a lot of them throughout the entire month.
Okay.
So one of them, now we haven't talked about this one. I believe that this is a huge snare that causes harm in a relationship, and that is complacency.
Okay.
And Kim used to tell me this all the time.
What'd I say?
Taking each other for granted. And losing the initial passion that you have for each other, taking each other for granted. Now, I didn't have the problem with losing the passion part, but one of the things that I would do is
assume.
She's not doing anything. She's going to do this, or she's not doing anything. She's not doing this, and it led to a breakdown in communication, complacency. If you have to value your relationship and understand. I was thinking about this the other day, Kim. This guy said, this was a rapper. He said when he turned 50 years old, he said somebody told him he only had 20 more summers left with his wife. He said, if you ever look at life that way, if you only had 20, when he turned 50, if you ever look at it, you only got 20 more summers.
Wow. That'll make you look at summer differently.
Not only that, it'll make you look at the person you land next to differently.
When you put it in that term. 20 more summers, 20 more Christmases, 20
I'm not
more
going to take
birthdays.
you for granted. I'm going to value your opinion.
Wow.
I'm going to value how you feel. So complacency is a snare.
Okay.
Number 2, we talked about this one, and we ain't really got to talk about that.
Well, then you got at least a name.
Lack of communication.
Okay. Lack of communication. Okay.
Number 3, unresolved conflict.
Is a snare.
That is a snare. Number 4, financial stress is a snare. Mm-hmm. Number 5, lack of intimacy
is a
snare. But here's the one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Influence of external relationships.
The outside trying to come in.
Influence of external relationship. You was just talking about that the other day when we were at Chateau Alon. You was talking about how when you can allow things to come in. Talk about that a little bit.
What I was saying, we were just sitting and talking and hanging out this weekend, and we were just talking about over the course of our 25 years. And I said, you know what? Whenever we, in the past, whenever we had problems or issues in our relationship, I said, it was never us.
Right.
It was never us, but it was always something on the outside trying to come in.
Right.
And so we had to learn. It took us a while. We met when we were very young. We had to learn not to let the outside impact the inside, not to impact our home and not to impact our relationship. And the outside could be various stressors, people, family members, friends, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
We were letting the outside in.
And here's what I said: allowing friends, family, and external influences. External influences can be anything from your job
to money.
But here's the one that I think a lot of people don't pay attention to.
Okay.
Is, I don't know, I just felt the need to say this.
Okay.
You should never compare your spouse to someone else.
Don't do it.
You should never tell your wife, you need to be like First Lady, or
don't do it.
you need to be like so-and-so, or
it's not gonna
you
go
need
well.
to cook like you should never.
To your mama or nobody else.
Your mama? No.
Your spouse is your spouse. First of all of us are unique individuals. And, you should not compare yourself or your spouse to other people. People's circumstances, their situations are different. I remember one time I was talking to our pastor years ago, and I kind of started comparing myself to someone, and he stopped me. He was like, wait a minute. You're not comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. So you don't know the dynamics of everybody's life.
Right.
And so you're making comparisons with limited information. And not only that, it's just people are different.
Some of you are comparing your spouse to a social media post. Do you know how many times they took that picture to get the right angle? Do you know how many times
they might have paid for?
Do you know how much time they
edited
it and all? You should never compare your spouse to that. You should never say you need to keep it you need to keep it like so and so, or no. Even when we take people through premarital counseling, you're at Towns and she's on here, Dr. Carr, she's on here, she'll tell you. When we take people through premarital counseling, we tell you, hey, listen, we're going to give you a blueprint, a blueprint of how it should look. Okay, this is how the marriage should look. You take the blueprint
and you build,
and you go back and you say, okay, now here's how it's going to look
in our home.
In our home, because I'm not in your home. You're not married to Bishop, and you're not married to Pastor. You're not married to Pastor Kim. You're not married to her. You're married to that person next to you. So we're going to talk about things like respect. We're going to talk about things like love. We're going to talk about how to run your finances. We're going to talk about intimacy in marriage.
How we manage our household.
How we manage our household.
How we divide things up. Who does what? Hey, y'all sit down and figure it out.
But then you got to go back and say, okay, here's how my wife is. Here's how my husband is. You can't. Don't ever. I don't know. I just felt the Spirit of God. Stop comparing your spouse.
No, don't do that.
Love and appreciate
who you have,
the woman and the man of God that God has given you.
Mm-hmm.
Love them exactly the way that they are, and understand that there's room for growth.
Yeah.
And there's room to build.
Can I add on that? But it's interesting. There is room for growth. We all have areas that we can grow in. We have areas that we can do better in. We also have areas where generally in a relationship where one is strong, where one is weak, the other one is stronger. But, give that person, like you said, grace to grow.
Amen.
And nobody, you tell me, I don't know. He always jokes, I didn't play sports. I don't think people grow when you compare them and belittle them, to someone else. Is that going to really cause growth? That's going to cause anger, resentment, low self-esteem, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't think you're going to see the growth that you're looking for.
One of the greatest running backs I ever coached was, his last name is Williams, Keldrick Williams. And I didn't really even get a chance to coach without this season, but I had never seen a running back that good in my life. I mean, when I saw him carry the ball, I was like, oh my God, that's like one of the best running backs I've ever seen. But then another gentleman came into my life. I had an opportunity to coach him. His last name was Pitts. Excellent running back, but I never would compare them because two different skill sets. Mm-hmm. But I had to get and maximize the both of them at where they were. Now I never got opportunity to fully coach Kelton Griffin through a season, but I got an opportunity to coach Pitts, and I coached his strengths and where he is. It's the exact same thing in your marriage. You got to build on the strength. Listen, whatever they're good at, highlight that and build there. Build there. Number two. I mean, no. Number, I don't even know.
I think you're on 8 or something. We lost track of numbers.
So we said that external influence. Another thing that can cause a snare, spiritual disconnect. Now I want to talk about this one.
Okay.
Because my wife don't even know I'm gonna go here. When I was prepared, I wanted to show this.
You have my eyebrow roll?
I want to really teach on this because we got the spiritual disconnect thing all wrong. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about unequally yoked and all this different things. We got it all wrong. And I was saying to myself, I said, one of the things I felt that the church did was they taught us a lot of good things, but one of the things they didn't teach us is how to love each other.
Okay.
They did not teach that. They did not teach that. So they was teaching all this spiritual isolation. Mm-hmm. You can have all you can have. You can grow in this. You can be this. You can be all that God has called you to be. And what you have is, I thought, built in that teaching, if you don't teach it, if you don't balance it with marriage, you could teach individualism. Okay. And now you got people that say, I don't need this, I don't need them. We got to get back. The first thing God created after he created the earth, the next thing he created was family.
Wow.
He didn't create no cars, he created family. Family. And so what I think has happened is that we started chasing things and we stopped chasing each other.
I can agree with that.
And so the spiritual disconnect was, now you're going like this. When you should have been, like God is at the top of the triangle, you should have been going like this. The closer you got to God, the closer you were supposed to get to each other.
And all those other things would have fallen.
And all those other things would have lined up.
Wow.
I believe that the church failed because we start pushing individualism. We start pushing, you can go after this, go after this, go after this, go after this. And that is important. That is important. But chase each other. You don't want to be like the man that got to the top of the building, and when he got to the top of the building, he realized that the ladder
was at the wrong building.
Was leaning against the wrong
building.
building.
I always go back to how I think just society, and sometimes it's cultural based, that we are shown in movies and all of these things. I know with me when I was a little girl and all of that you fall in love.
Right.
And you just in love. And love just takes shown through. But it never shows the work behind it.
It's work.
The effort behind it.
To love her, some work, baby.
What you have to what you have to do to stay connected and close. We just think that once you have that love and that spark is supposed to just take you on to glory.
So here's some of the solutions that I came up with to kind of help you with the spiritual disconnect part. Well, let me finish the snares, and then we'll come back to that. I only got two more. The last two is selfishness.
Okay.
I believe that that's a snare, and selfishness. You got to be your way all the time and different things like that. And then I did some financial stress, so I didn't have one more. I just only had one more, which was selfishness. So, how do you overcome these snares, the traps? Because this is how it goes now. You had an amazing weekend.
Okay.
Husband, like, y'all loving each other, just an amazing weekend. Then all of a sudden, when Monday comes, you go to the mailbox. You open the mailbox, and it's an unexpected bill.
My.
And that's the trap. That's the trap.
And so how you respond to that snare is what is the key.
Number one, how you overcome the snares. And my wife and I, we teach this, guys. We're only going to give you 3 simple steps.
Okay.
Because, see, life happens to us. Kim and I was talking this weekend. we was like, Lord, if we were to tell people what we went through this summer, oh my God, life was lifing.
It was lifing.
You said life was really.
It was lifing,
man.
It was lifing.
At a whole new level, life was just
but
lifing.
God.
Oh my God.
But God.
So I want you guys to understand that, hey, we have to fight the same. Listen, we've had wonderful weekends, great weekends, and then all of a sudden you come home and your baby leg get broke.
You're like, what?
And now you're sitting in the emergency room.
You come home. Oh, I think it was all in the same week. This time.
Yeah.
Baby leg was broken. I just got off the airplane, came home. What was that? What's the thing called? Washing machine broke. Baby broke his leg in 2 places. I said,
the washing machine went out first. Like, what is going on with the washing machine? Now we can't wash dishes. Wash clothes. Here I am, big time person in the community. No, I'm just thinking. But here I am, this big time bishop. I'm supposed to know. But no, I'm like, Lord. I said,
you need to go to the laundromat.
And I'm going to the laundromat with quarters falling all on the floor. I'm on the floor trying to get quarters. Why are laundromats so hot? I don't understand. I'm sweating. Oh my God.
Because it's not a hangout. You ain't supposed to be there alone, but we're a family.
And then it's already hot in Georgia.
Look, we're a family of 5. And so I think it's some invisible people that live in our home. So our laundry, we wash every week. It explodes.
And then, okay, so
then we go to the laundromat.
Here's we're talking about these snares now. So people don't, anybody ever seen this show called Monk, right? My wife is very monkish. If you see the show named Monk, you will understand how my wife is, right? Here I am, I'm sweating, and I pulled all these clothes in the washer, right? Listen.
I know what you about to say. You saw my eyes.
I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out, okay.
You know, so the little baskets they have in the laundry.
Now, washers are different than when we were in college. When we was in college, you just regular washers. Now you got washing by pounds. So you can wash like a 45-pound load, 70-pound load.
60 pounds.
I don't know what the load, I don't know. So I just dump everything in one washer. So in the washer, they have these baskets. We're talking about snares. That's what we're talking about. How a snare can just mess up a weekend and cause so much fuss and this stuff. So thank you, Daniel. She is very monkish.
Let me tell you something.
So I get the clothes out of the washer.
Y'all, we had baskets. We brought our own baskets.
She wants me to go to the dryer, spray the dryer.
No, I want you to
Lysol. Then take each individual clothes and put it.
No. I wanted them to put them back in our basket, then transport them over to the dryer. I don't use the baskets that come at the laundromat. No.
Y'all.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my God. I said, Kim. So okay. And so
don't let them fall on the floor.
A lot of things people don't know about my wife and I. So we don't believe in debt. We don't believe in debt. So whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna buy cash. So I'm like, Kim, we're gonna have to just charge. We're gonna have to just charge this washer. She's like, no, we're not charging anything. I'm like, I'm hot, I'm sweating, boy. So we're talking about snares. We leave the washer. So we got the washer. We get a call from the school. My son breaks his leg.
In 2 places.
So I leave. Now I go from the washer to now my son breaks his leg in 2 places. I'm sitting there in the emergency room, trying my best. I'm trying to be tough. Guys know, when it comes to your child, you would just be like, just break my leg. Then I've been trying to get in shape. Y'all see my beautiful wife. Guys, I'm going to show you this picture of how she started. So I'm trying to get in shape. My wife telling me, you're doing really good, but just keep going harder. Like, I just started. So we just snare after snare. But we had to fight. We had to fight through the frustration. We had to fight through the heart. We had to
laundromat.
fight through the heartache, the pain. That's just the surface stuff. I mean, you know, y'all, life was lifing. So how in the world do you overcome those things, right? Because we understand, I'm at a spiritual level now, I understand that the first thing the enemy wants to do is cause disagreement between us. Because if he causes disagreement between us, it's just going to filter down to your children. So you got to fight for agreement in your home. So that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah. Number one, the first thing you got to do, guys, is keep water out of the boat.
Keep it out the boat.
I tell people all the time, I said, listen, when Noah was on the ark, he had animals and his family.
That was a hot mess.
He had
on that boat
animals
and his family.
And his family.
Nobody can drive off and go nowhere.
And his family.
They were stuck
so
together.
You know.
It was on and popping.
But one thing.
Some of y'all can't even do the weekend with your family.
But one thing went on that boat.
Was water. Amen.
The boat stayed afloat.
Because they kept the water
Because
out
they kept the
boat.
water out of the boat. Do whatever you can
keep
the water out of
the
boat.
So you just go get your husband a little Gatorade and say, it's okay. Sit down at the laundromat. Drink your Gatorade.
It was rough. All right, so we water boat. So number 2, keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah. Focus. What are we doing?
See, no need of us arguing about, we came up with the agreement that we're not charging. We can't, and Lord, the little lady at Lowe's, listen, I don't know if you watch my show or not. I thank you for being a wonderful, but listen, when I say no one time, don't keep telling me I can get 20% off the,
a lot of those places, they have to, I forgot, I had a student, they have to offer to you like 3 times, like they require.
She went above the 3-time quota.
She's like 2 or 3.
And you can do this, and you can do it, and you can pay it off real quickly.
You're like, no.
Don't you understand? No. I was trapped like that in college.
You're like, no.
You know, at the college, you get the credit card and you get in college.
I ain't signed up for nothing.
Keep the water out of the boat. Number 2, keep the main thing.
The main
thing. And number 3, manage external relationships. Manage external relationships. So when you keep the main thing, what is the main thing in your family? Number 1, the main thing in our family is God. So you got to keep that the main thing. So we're going to fight for that. We got to fight for that. Now, don't be telling myself I'm praying. You know, your husband trying to talk to you all the time. Say, no, I'm praying right now. No, ain't time to pray. It's time to talk. Don't be using prayers as an escape.
You've been praying all day. Now you want to pray.
Now you want to pray all of a sudden. All right, guys, we'll be back with Life 101. That's it. All right, guys, we call this part Life 101. We usually give a life lesson, but we went a little longer. You've been going long lately.
Whatever, but I like to think of
you got
so Life 101. I just want you guys in your virtual world out there to give my husband a hand clap, because I just thought about at the laundromat. He struggled so trying to get the detergent into the machine on the top. He was wasting it all down the side. I said, it's okay. Go sit down, but we made it.
So I picked it up and I just dumped it in the top.
Look, one of the machines I looked and it was spinning and going, and I was like, I don't see not one side. Like, did you put soap in the water?
Let me tell you, this is how bad that laundromat was. I went to the laundromat. I could have bought the washer. Because I kept hitting my car. I said,
how much time did you put on it?
I said, I don't know. Is it on? I ain't going to tell y'all how much money I spent at the laundromat. But
so he hasn't been allowed to go to the laundromat by himself.
I had a vet that It was a vet. It was a lady. She helped me, man.
He had people have to come over there and give him a quick laundromat schooling.
I ain't going to tell you this part. So she had some of her clothes in there.
You was a store.
She said, "You want to put some of your clothes in mine?"
Don't play with me.
I said, "No, I ain't gonna do that." I ain't no way in the world I could have came home and told my wife, "Hey, this lady, let me."
We dried our stuff together.
We mixed our clothes. So You want to touch your heart?
Don't do it.
Oh, man. Y'all, listen. Whom the Son of Man is set free.
It's free indeed.
It's free indeed. All right,
Don't
guys.
get caught by those snares.
We'll be back. We'll be back. I should have that. What was it? All right, guys, as we close out, we want to give y'all some shouts out. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, my baby Daniel. Hey, Daniel, thank you for supporting your father. These other children, Dylan he finally left a message. That's my oldest, Dylan Johnson. He finally left a comment. After years of preaching on the word, he finally left the comment. Thank you so much, Miss Dozier. Kendall, my middle son, he probably go to bed. He
tucked himself in.
He got to bed. Oh, Emmanuel. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Watkins. Man, listen, we were in Birmingham today.
Yes, we met up with our group. Our small group.
Our small group. I keep saying prayer group. Yeah. I guess as that lady kept looking at me strange, but I kept saying, it's our prayer group. She's like, no, my small group. We met up with our small group. Man, it was such a wonderful experience to finally meet them and everything. That was face to face. I just loved on it. What's the man name?
If you had
I do have a funny story, Minister Watkins. I do tell you a story. So we met up with our small groups today.
Well, you can't.
My father's friend. I'm not going to mention the guy's name.
Okay.
So my father have a friend that goes to Faith Chapel. My father passed away in 2021, and so I was talking to him, and he
volunteered to take the picture.
He found out that my father had passed. So this tells you the age of the gentleman. So we got with our small group. All of us got
together.
He said, take a picture. And the guy that went to school with my father said, "I'll take the picture." He stands in front.
He just clicking.
He clicking.
He's like, I got several.
And then he said, "I got several of me, brother." And I said, "Man, thank you so much." I gave him a hug. We continued to talk.
Faith group members went on about their way.
I got in the car, Minister Watkins.
It went not one picture.
He didn't take not one picture. I don't know what he was pressing on there,
but it wasn't the button for the picture.
I couldn't do that but laugh. I laughed so hard when I got in the car.
He tried
so hard. But it was, it was such an amazing experience, man. Of course, we
had a great time.
Of course, Pastor Mike was ministering to my wife on forgiveness because she holds on to grudges, and we're trying to get her filled with the Holy Ghost. When y'all do the line for Holy Ghost, I want her to get in the line.
Some people need to listen for themselves. Let the word.
Good to see you. I said hello, Miss Dozier, right? Miss Dozier, good to see you. Let's see.
I don't even know why I'm bending over trying to read those words. I might as well just sit up.
So, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing week. I'll be back on Thursday to minister on me. Are you going to join me on Thursday? We'll see. She been joining me on Thursday. She don't want me to do nothing by myself. She's trying to take over.
Whatever.
God bless you guys.
Yeah, have a blessed week.
On next week. On Thursday.
On Thursday.
And pray. I go back to work tomorrow.
School is opening back up.
I go back to work tomorrow.
Thank the Lord.
You know how you can just let that out of the room.
Thank the Lord you got somewhere to go.
I know, you're right. You're right. I won't complain. I got to pay for that washer that we paid for.
I won't complain.